Nancy, what can we expect to come out of this vote on Friday morning?
Well, I think it all depends on what happens in the hearing on Thursday. A lot of the senators on the Judiciary Committee have said in the past that they are either going to vote for Kavanaugh or they're going to vote against him. There's only a very small number of senators in the entire body who have not officially said how they are voting. But that doesn't mean it can't change. So it's highly possible that Christine Blasey Ford could say something in this hearing, or Brett Kavanaugh could, that might change one or more minds. But Republicans don't seem to want to allow much time for that to happen, and that's why they have scheduled this vote less than 24 hours after the hearing. They want to keep moving ahead. They don't want to risk the possibility that someone else will come forward, that there will be new evidence. They want to keep this train moving, because even after they vote in committee, then it still needs to go up for a vote on the floor of the full House of the Senate, and there's a certain number of days that they need to wait in between. So this is the Republicans exerting their power as the majority, saying, you're going to have a chance to hear from Christine Blasey Ford and Judge Kavanaugh, but then that's it. We're voting.
And speaking of the hearing on Thursday, Nancy, Ford's attorneys have made it clear they do not want an independent prosecutor asking their client questions on Thursday. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell addressed the hire. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
We have hired a female assistant to go on staff and to ask these questions in a respectful and professional way. We want this hearing to be handled very professionally, not a political sideshow like you saw put on by the Democrats when they were questioning Judge Kavanaugh.
So, Nancy, what is the Republican strategy behind hiring an outside counsel, and what do you know about the woman who was hired?
Well, remarkably, just 2 days out from this hearing, we know nothing about the woman who was hired. All we know is she's a woman. Republicans announced today that they are hiring her, but for some reason they did not announce who she is. So we don't know who's going to be questioning Christine Blasey Ford, and Ford herself doesn't know. What's fascinating is that McConnell said in that statement that he made today that they want to make sure the hearing is respectful, and that is why they are hiring this female lawyer. Well, two things. First of all, is he implying that his own Republican senators can't be expected to be respectful in their questioning of Christine Blasey Ford? Is that why you need to have a woman do it instead? And beyond that, he said that this is going to be a female assistant who is going to show that, that Christine Blasey Ford gets the request that she deserves. Well, Christine Blasey Ford has said multiple times in multiple letters, both from herself and from her lawyers, that she does not want to be grilled by an attorney, that is a very unusual situation, so unusual that when Mitch McConnell tried to give some examples in his press conference, the most recent one he could think of was Watergate, 44 years ago. And so the fact that he's saying that this is going to be the most respectful avenue when the chief witness has been very clear that it is not what she wants is it just shows you how important Republicans believe it is to them to have someone else do the questioning and not them.
Is there any chance then that she might pull out if they insist on having this woman interview her?
I think Republicans have felt all along that it would be very unlikely that she would pull out, and that's why they felt that they did not need to accommodate this request from her and others, like her request that Judge Kavanaugh actually testify first before her. Simply put, I think that they felt that they had a lot of the negotiating leverage, and they may be right. It was very clear from the beginning, but the very first time that her lawyer spoke, she said that Christine Blasey Ford is 100% willing to come and testify. So I think Republicans felt pretty certain that even if she didn't like the fact that a lawyer would be questioning her, that she would still go ahead with the hearing. And as of today, Dianne Feinstein, the top Democrat on the committee, says that she assumes that Ford will be here as planned.
So, Nancy, Republican Senator Jim Inhofe told you Tuesday that Kavanaugh's accusers might have had, quote, a little help. Here's what he said when a reporter asked him to clarify that.
What do you mean by you think they had a little help? What does that mean?
Well, somebody, I don't have any idea. That's what we're supposed to find out. But the thing is, accusations are being made. about things that didn't happen, and I think it's just very unfortunate.
Nancy, one of his Republican colleagues, Senator Lisa Murkowski, disagreed. Let's listen to what she had to say.
It's very important to take allegations of those who have come forward, to take them seriously. And I think we need to go into this hearing with the view that we will listen to Dr. Ford's story, we will listen to Judge Kavanaugh's response, and then we will weigh what we have heard.
So what do you make of these seemingly contradictory views within the same party?
Well, I think the message that you're getting from the top of the party, from the president on down, including from the Senate Majority Leader, is that there are some dark forces at work here. They haven't exactly spelled out what form this conspiracy is taking, but they seem to be suggesting, when the Senate Majority Leader says that there is a coordinated smear campaign, that somehow these women are in cahoots with one another and with Democrats, and that somehow they are coordinating to come out with, the clear implication is stories that are deliberately false. There is no evidence that that these women are intentionally making false claims. It's certainly understandable if a senator wants to believe Brett Kavanaugh's version rather than the accuser's version. That is everyone's right to draw their own conclusions. But there isn't any indication that there's a nefarious plot on the part of these women themselves to come out and make these allegations for which they have received death threats and their lives have been turned upside down. We did see Leader McConnell dial back that rhetoric today. He was asked more about why he thinks that this is a smear campaign, and he basically said, well, we don't really know, and that's why we need to get to the bottom of it in this hearing. So, certainly the opinions here run the gamut from Republicans who feel that it is very important to discredit these allegations to Republicans like Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins, who have said, well, we really want to hear what these accusers have to say. We like Judge Kavanaugh personally, and we're going to make up our mind what we think about what he's been accused of once we've actually heard from Blasey Ford in person.
Emotions are certainly running high there. Nancy Cortez in Washington, thank you.
You're welcome.